Assalamu alaikum and good morning, class. Has everyone in the class had breakfast? Okay, very good. So children, kindly pick up the small pieces of trash beside or under your chair. Okay, so before we start to our new lesson, please remain standing as we do the prayer. May I call the attention of Mr. Abbas to lead the prayer? Thank you, Abbas, for leading the prayer. And now, let me check your attendance. Please say percent once your name is called, okay? Abbas, Abdul Malik. Alhamdulillah, I'm so glad we're all here today. Your presence means we can learn, share ideas, and grow together. So before we start, we will first sing a song. So teacher Nadjah will sing first and after it will be your turn. Do you understand? Okay, so before we start to our new lesson, teacher Nadjah has some rules, okay? So first, listen to the teacher. Second, raise your hand to talk when you want to answer a question or you have a question regarding in our lesson. You raise your hand, okay? So third, be respectful and sit nicely in your chair. Do you understand? Okay, so you may not sit down, everyone. So just checking in, how's the assignment from our class going? Raise your hand if you finish. If you're done with it, kindly pass it to the front of the row and I'll collect them. So let's start with a quick review. Who can tell me what we discussed last class? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Anyone? Yes, Nurhana. Yes, very good, Nurhana. We have tackled last meeting about healthy eating. So now you can name who can name one fruit or vegetables that you love to eat and tell me why it's good for your body. Yes, Aina? Very good. Eating apples makes our teeth strong. Another? Yes, Mahrin? Yes, eating banana gives our body an energy. So remember, class, that eating a lot of fruits, veggies, and healthy foods give us energy to play, helps our eyes see, our teeth stay strong, and make us feel unhealthy every day. Okay, so now do you have any idea what is our lesson today? Okay, what is it, Amir Hassan? Very good then, Miss Amir Hassan. Our topic for today is all about injury prevention, safety, and first aid. So is there anyone in the class prefer to walk home or to or from school? Okay, so you have tried walking anywhere near a road, right? So who can tell me how do you cross a road safely? Awal? Very good, Awal. Your classmate answer is correct. We need to look left and right and left again to make sure there is no cars coming. And also, we need to walk fast when we see the walk sign turn into green light and where we walk in the crosswalk or the pedestrian lane. So what does pedestrian look like? Miss Hari? Very good. It looks like this, right? Okay, so let's discuss what is road hazards. Okay, so when we say road hazard, is anything on the surface of the road that is likely to be dangerous or it could be the cause of an accident. So what are the examples of road hazard? Anyone? Okay, so what are the possible dangerous things when we are on the road? Yes, Alex? Correct, slippery surfaces. What else? Correct. Some example of road hazard is open manholes, slippery surfaces, crowded sidewalks, uneven surfaces, and poor lighting. So, children, do you want to know how to be more safe when we are going to cross a road? Okay, very good. So, let's start. What does pedestrian means? Okay, so when we say pedestrian, it is a person traveling on foot, whether it be by walking or running. So it comes from the Latin word ped, which means foot. In short, we are the called pedestrian when we cross a pedestrian lane. Do you understand? Again, what is pedestrian? Correct. So how can children cross the street safely? So first, Children should cross safely using the pedestrian lane. Adults should accompany them. They could also be safe when a traffic enforcer assists them. So have you been assisted by a traffic enforcer? Sometimes, well, at least your parents are with you when you cross the pedestrian lane, right? Okay, so that's good then. So the second one is children should follow the road crossing procedure. So what are the road crossing procedure? Okay, very good. Stop, look, and listen. So did you always apply that when you are crossing the road? That's good then. So let's move to the third one. It says here that we need to obey traffic rules and road signs. So have you seen any road signs? So here is the examples or the other examples of road signs or traffic signs. So here is it. Okay, so moving on, let's proceed to the fourth one. So children should walk facing the traffic signs. So this is for them to see the approaching vehicles. So with that, we won't be in danger. So let's proceed to the fifth one. The children should walk on the sidewalks. So let's not walk in near the road. We need to stay safe on the sidewalk only. So did you understand, children? And lastly, the sixth one. So children should be aware of bikers and runners while walking, right? When we walk on the sidewalk, sometimes there are bikers. They are the people riding bikes, and also those runners too, who are on the sidewalk too, right? So we need to be careful. So did everyone understand the things we need to do when we cross the road or walking the sidewalk? Okay, very good. So now let's proceed. What is road safety as a passenger? So we will talk about what we need to do to stay safe when we're riding in a car. So first, choose a safe spot to sit on. What do we mean by that? So as a children, we need to sit on the back seat of a car. You must avoid sitting in the front seat of any vehicle like buses or jeepneys. So you should also avoid sitting at the back of the tricycles or pedicabs. To be safe in riding a bus or jeepneys, stay seated at all times. Listen to the bus driver always. Understood? Okay, so second, passengers should use the right loading and unloading areas. So what does it mean? So it means passengers should get in and out of the car only in the safe, designated spots that are made for that. Understood? Okay, so third, keep all body parts inside the vehicle. So do not extend your arm or put your head outside the window. Okay, so we need to be careful because there are so many cars outside, and if we put our head on the window, what would happen? We might get into an accident. So understand. Again, it is bad for us to put our arms or head in the window of a car because, correct, we might get into an accident. So the fourth one is line up properly when entering or boarding a vehicle and allow existing passengers to get off first. So this time, we need to have a patience. Why? Because we need to wait for the others to get off first. We shouldn't leave our spot until the people ahead of us in line have gotten off. Do you understand? Very good. So the fifth one is step down from the vehicle only when it comes to a complete stop. So if we haven't arrived at our destination yet, we shouldn't get up or get out of the vehicles we're riding in. Okay, so let's proceed to the sixth ones. Do not run into the streets. Okay, so when we get out of the vehicles we're riding in, or on we're just getting into a car, we shouldn't run. We need to walk quickly but not running. Okay, so the last one is that do not distract the driver. So if kids will jump around or yell, they will distract the driver and put all the passengers at risk. So in short, we need to behave when we're riding in a car. Why? Because if we don't behave, we might distract the driver and then the car we're in could get into an accident. So do you understand how to stay safe when we're riding in a car? So do you have any question regarding to the lesson we have tackled now? What have we tackled today, Najma? Correct. It's all about road safety practices as pedestrians and what is the road safety as a passenger. Okay, so this is the continuations of our topic last meeting, so which is the lesson 9. So entitled Home Safety. So last meeting we have tackled the lesson 8, the road safety. So what do you mean by home safety? Anyone? Nahara. Okay, very good, Nahara. Your classmate give us clue about what home safety means. So Nahara said, home safety means being safe so we don't fall or get sick in our house. And that's really true, right? Okay, so who's here has ever had a small accident inside their home? Kardawi? That must be really hurt, Kardawi. How did you treat it? Oh, good thing your mom knew what just to do. So, what lesson did you learn from that, Kardawi? That's right. We need to be aware of where we're walking, and if there are slippers at home, we should wear them. Do you understand? And now, let's read the text below and discover what happened to Hannah. So let's read it aloud. The title is Ouch. Okay, so one day, Hannah ran very fast on her way to her room. Suddenly, her mother heard a loud thud. Wow, it hurts, she sobbed. She had a large one on one knee. Her mother brought a bowl of warm water and gently washed away the blood and dirt. Ouch, yelled Hannah. It stinks. Mama patted the wound by dry and rubbed a little cream over the wound. Be careful next time, Hannah, said Mama. Avoid running too fast. So do you understand the story? So what lesson did you learn from the story, Amirel? Correct. We need to be careful when we are running. Another, Aisa? Correct. Avoid running too fast. We shouldn't run too fast so we don't trip and get hurt. Do you understand? Okay, so let's now proceed to our proper discussions. To prevent accidents and injury, homes should be free from clutter or litter. Poisonous chemicals or sharp objects like knives and scissors should also be properly stored away from the reach of children. So let me ask you, where do you keep sharp things like knives in your house? Correct. Sharp things like knives should be in the kitchen. So, and they need to be kept in a high cabinet in the kitchen so kids can reach them. So, what are the some hazardous areas at home? Like? That's right. Anything inside our house that can move, fall, break, or cause a fire during an accident is a home hazard. So, for example, the kitchen, when we say kitchen, what does it mean? Hassan. Very good, Hassan. The kitchen is great for preparing and enjoying meals, but there are few potential hazards in it. So, children should avoid playing in the kitchen. So, who's here plays inside their kitchen? That's good then. If you want to play, you have to be safe. Understood? Another, the bathroom. What do we do in the bathroom? What else? Very good. When we say bathroom, are commonly used room in most home. So some accidents that happen in bathroom include falling on slippery surfaces and getting injured from various personal care items like razors or curling irons. So who's here has had a small accident in their bathroom? Aina? Okay, so what happened? Which part of your body got hurt? That's right. When we go into the bathroom, we need to be careful at all time. Another, the stairs. So who's here has ever fallen down in their stairs? Okay, so falling down the stair hurts, right? So we need to be careful when we go or down our stairs. So we know that falls are the number one cause of accidental injury in children. So keeping floors and stairs safe is one of the best way to prevent injuries related to falling. So toys and books should not be left in the stairs. Understood? Another is the electrical outlets. So electrical are the source of electricity, right? Okay, so that's why we plug in our wires. So it is dangerous to play near electrical outlets, okay? Okay, so connecting cord should be checked so that no one get tripped by it. You as a children should not insert any object inside the holes because it might increase the risk of experiencing an electric shock. So do you understand? Again, children, we should not insert any objects inside the holes because it might increase the risk of experiencing an very good. What are the other hazards areas at home like? That's right, those electrical appliances. So do you have a lot of appliances at home? Or if you have a lot of appliances at home, do not use it without asking your parents to help or assist you, okay? If not, make sure that the cord is unplugged to prevent the danger of getting caught up by fire due to faulty wiring. Another is the furniture. It is another source of danger. Why? Because, for example, every time you climb on top of your cabinets, right? If you can reach, you might lose your balance and fall. Do you want to fall? So yes, when they are not secure, these pieces of furniture and appliances can cause severe injury. So children might trip over them. Understood? And lastly, household chemical products. So do you already see any chemical products in your house? Abdulazis? What kind of chemical products? Okay, so that's right, albatros. So albatros is a kind of chemical products that we use to clean in the bathroom, right? So we have many chemical products like kitchen cleansers, those cooking sprays, cleaning products, paint thinners, drain cleaners, and mirror and glass washer fluids. So we have to avoid that. Understood? So remember that leaking, eating, drinking, or something smelling these products will cause illness or even death. So those products that I have mentioned should be stored properly out of the sight and reach of children. So are you familiar with this picture? Okay, so this is the hazard symbol used for products. So the symbols tells you the type of danger. So if you saw that kind of symbol in any products, what are you going to do? Never open that products. Accidentally swallowing or leaking the content of a bottle with this symbol may cause severe illness or even death. Do you understand? Another symbol is this one. So have you seen that kind of symbol? Okay, so that is the sign of explosive. So products that have these symbols can explode when they are heated or destroyed. So they can harm your body, especially your eyes. So we need to avoid this when we see on products, okay?